about 15-year-old, which was about 35 years ago.
Working out at, you know, what's the old term, rapturous applause, you know, and shouting and screaming again. It was great, you know. It's, if you need your ego boosted, that's the kind of thing. Just work out in a roller gig for 2 minutes. You know, you get your batteries recharged all right.
I've been a fan since I was 13 years old.
I've been a roller fan since 1973.
I've been a fan since 1971, and I wouldn't have missed this for anything.
I get more kicks now than I used to. I feel excited. I feel like this is my chance to show what I can do to all the people. And I mean, they're waiting for us all to be great. They want you to be great, and I get that. I have that feeling in my mind when I go on the stage. You're here. You're all smiling. You're all excited. I am too. Here it is. Let's do it together. It's always been that way.
Now the sun's sitting high in the sky. There's a look that's in everyone's eye. Halloween, the anticipation is over, 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 over. Sing it out of the sun, yeah, we're gonna have fun. Sing about how you can really feel free. And you can run the sun, having fun with the one you really love. Walk in the sand, hand in hand with the one you met on vacation. And on one summer night, it's alright when it says leave. Then boy, oh boy, you're enjoying that summer love sensation. Get your ride and get down to the sea. On the beach where the game's gonna be. You can stay there all days till the fun is over, 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 over. And if evening's waiting for you, when you go to that beach barbecue, then you all have a ball, dancing on until dawn. Come on and run the sun, having fun with the ones you really love. Walk in the sand, hand in hand with the boys you met on vacation.
Brilliant. I mean, I said to my wife, I said, it'd be great if we get about 800 people. It'd be great because I know it's on maybe 2,000 capacity. We never realised we sold the four days out in maybe 3 or 4 minutes, you know, and I couldn't believe it. It was great, unbelievable. And a wee bit quieter now. You know. Years ago, they used to have St John's ambulance people there and things like that. And you walk through maybe a room and they'd maybe wake up and the next minute they're faint again, you know. So I never, it was crazy, it really was. We actually got barred from London for playing because they couldn't control the crowds, you know.
They did lots of crazy things, hiding covers, get jobs at hotels throughout the city. I mean, there was just about anything you can imagine. You could find them in exit doors, hiding. You know, if you were on a ferry, they might be in a, you know, in where the lifeboat is or something like that. Hiding in toilets, all sorts of things. They did crazy things.
There was a time we were in a limousine trapped in an underground car park in the States. It was a big security mess up. We were meant to go that way, we didn't. We went that way, ended up in the hotel underground car park, thousands of fans. And the limousine, the driver, it was this big guy, he was just sitting there with his hat on and sweat pouring off his head. He's making all these noises, and you know, we're all sitting there, you know, waving in the back windows. You could see the roof was starting to cave in. You felt yourself sinking down into the seat, and windscreen wipers are all destroyed. It was like a, you know, Hurricane 50 outside the car, and inside we were just joking away. Hiya, coming to the gig.
We were the boyfriend that was safe because they could never get near us. You know, they could fall in love with us and give all their emotions to us. And so I think that still lives with you all your life. Still now I get people screaming at me at my gigs. It's quite bizarre. I say, did you hear that?
reunion tour, absolutely amazing. Bring it on.
Fantastic.
Yeah, bring it on. And let's be queuing. You were all over my bedroom wall when I was 16. I wish you were on my bedroom floor now.
Well, obviously they're a little bit older, but I think they're just still as excitable, because that moment in time back then when they were young, even if they were like 6 to 16, there was a strong emotional attachment to our band.
Everybody sing, sha-la-la-la-la,
I mean, I've heard over the years, oh, did you realise such and such was a big fan? Really? Yeah, I can't think of anybody right now.
Ramones is one of the most iconic bands that was heavily influenced by the Rollers. They wanted to be just like the Rollers, although they sounded completely different, but I can understand what they mean.
They even styled some of their songs around some of the tracks that we performed Saturday night. That was a big, massive hit in the States, #1 in the States. And the S-A-T, you know, so they did that. Hey, oh, let's go. You know, that was all based around that kind of appeal that, you know, people like to chant out. So, which is great. You know, it was nice for us to know that.
I like, funny enough, Bye Bye Baby and Shang-a-lang, and I like a lot of the songs. I mean, there's the one song that Eric had written was a great song. It's called Don't Let the Music Die, and I've always loved that song. But we don't do it on stage now. But
my favourite songs, I couldn't say they're my favourite songs, I just respect the songs because they're great pop songs. There's a few that are really, they kind of, the pure nostalgic tracks. If you do Give a Little Love or Be My Baby, even Shang-a-lang, we hit that first chord in Shang-a-lang, it takes you to, you know, back to those days. You know, the fans, regardless what age they are, suddenly they're all 14, 15 again. But you find that, you know, back in the day, it wasn't cool for guys to like the band, even though they secretly did. Now it's fine, because, you know, it's different times we live in now. But because the band, it was predominantly screaming girls, that's how the press always reported it. You know, 12-year-old screaming girls. You know, our audience was predominantly from 12 up to 17, 18, and that kind of moved through the time, through the ages.
what happened, a lot of the heavy stuff was that a lot of the girls didn't like it because it was guys with long hair and playing half-an-hour drum solos, which people were into. And we were playing We'll Fly High in the Sky, and that's what the girls liked.
a right deep depression at that time as well, austerity, and there was nothing to lift people's spirits. And I think we came in like a little glint of light, and they all latched onto us, and we were happy times.
The media slide the musical ability of the band since time began. I think it happened one time we were asked did we play our instruments. I think it was Alan that had answered. We play our instruments, but we use other musicians on our records. And the other musicians was things like a gong player, you know, violinists, an orchestra, you know, that kind of a bagpipe player, things that we couldn't play. So, but from there, the way that was misrepresented and kind of written in the press, it just gave us years and years of rollers don't play their records and you're crap.
Being seriously misrepresented. They're all good players, and I'm surprised if people still even think like that, because they've proved themselves over and over again. They're great players.
But music's going to appeal to who it's going to appeal to, and you can't argue with what people like. If they like something, they like it. Nobody's going to tell me what I should listen to and what I shouldn't listen to. And if our people like roller songs, then you like it. It's good.
Thank you. Of course, do you remember how to do the bump? Woo, yeah.
I've got all this stuff that I kept from over the years. I've got the very shoes with the big red W's on them. They're famous for booting Les off the stage.
He did, yeah. That was in Japan.
You know, looking back, he got kicked off because he was constantly messing up the light show. It was lights. It was a bit. I'd do a saxophone solo, and the first night it was funny. He stood in front of me, so fine, that was funny. Ha ha. Second night, the same again. Third night, it was wearing a bit thin. So I thought, nah, bugger this. So he's at the front of the stage. So that's a guitar, sax. So I finished my sax solo. He did his usual, stood in front, put the sax down, got my bass back on. Les is great with the audience, so he's giving it all this, singing away. He was near the front. You know, it was a big 10-foot high stage. I couldn't resist it. Woo, flying. I mean, I think he saw the funny side of it. I was still to ask him.
Actually, it all kicked off in the dressing room. It was silly. It was all just arguing about silly things, and somebody threw a can of Coke at somebody, and somebody threw the can of Coke back, and it must have stuck in Woody's mind. I don't know. But we're on stage, and I seen him kicking Les off the stage. And what happened was, I said, oh no, I just couldn't believe this. And then the security guy says, we'll give him 3 minutes, and we'll pick him up through the crowd. He was getting ripped to pieces. It's funny, but it wasn't funny at the time.
No, they were all screaming and all, grabbing me and all that stuff, and the police were going mad, and cudgels were out and all sorts of
It
things.
was just not the thing to do, and it was getting a bit much, so that's why I'm young. You know, I wouldn't do it now.
That was on the last tour. I was rehearsing in Hawaii, and they were somewhere else. I don't know where they were. And they were sending things like, we're going to do this song, and I was sending something back then. You can eat, you know, yeah, I'm not doing that song. I'm doing this song. All that kind of stupid stuff that you do when you're annoyed by someone. We weren't talking at all at that time. We had separate dressing rooms, separate hotels, separate everything, which is the way I like it.
If you hate me after what I said, you're gonna make me cry.
They know each other so well, and yeah, families fall out, they make up, fall out, they make up. You know, we've got a lot of years under the bridge, you know, 15, what's it, like over 40 years, 45 years we've kind of known each other.
I've got a dislike for some people. There's a thing in the group, and it's mostly sort of kind of Woody, Eric, kind of their kind of thing, and me. We don't see eye to eye on a direction for songs or the music. And that big split up we had back in 1977, they went away off and wrote their, you know, album, and that was it, you know. That was the whole, their career was over, my career was over, and then we got back together a couple of times, but that animosity was still there.
Yeah, you know, we're never going to hate each other. I think what happens is you fall out and you hate each other on the surface, but deep down, I wouldn't, you know, I'd stand up for any of these guys at any point. I'd jump in for them in a fight. You know, there's a certain code between us that I think that'll stay there forever.
You take the high road and I'll take the low road. I'll be in Scotland before you. Sun shines on Loch Lomond, where me and my true love spent many days on the banks of Loch Lomond. Too sad we parted in yon shady glen on the steep sides of where the broken heart knows no second spread. Resigned we must be while we parted. You take the high road and I'll take the low. I'll be in Scotland before you, where me and my true love meet again on the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. You take the high road and I'll take the low road, and I'll be in Scotland before you, where me and my true love will never meet again on the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. You take the high road and I'll take the low road. I'll be in Scotland before you, where me and my true love will never meet again on the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. Bonny banks of Loch Lomond. Here it is, it's a song called Too Young to Rock and Roll.
I mean, I love it. I was a Bay City Rollers fan from being a wee boy, and they were the first records that I ever heard that made any real impression on me. Just hearing, my dad used to work in McGee's Bakery, and we driving around and the radio was always on, and hearing those records made me, even then, at 6 or 7 years old, want to make records that sounded like that. And then when you seen them and realised they got all the girls and all that, I thought, yeah, I like that. It symbolises the rocky history that they've had, and they always seem to get over it. But I think the time was right. You know, I spoke to Les, we got on fantastically well. I wanted to meet the other guys, I did, and we said, well, let's give this a go. And then when I seen how incredibly passionate the fans were, more than any other fans I've ever came across. Now, I've been lucky enough to have hits with boy bands from Westlife, Busted, you know, all these kind of bands where you get teenage girls turning up and going crazy. I've also seen the Clash, I've seen the Stranglers and the Damned. I've never seen anything like a Bay-City roller show, because I was young when they were on the radio, when they were famous. I think because they've done it for years and years, I think they've thought they'll just flip the switch and it'll come back on. But I think there was nervous energy in the band. Maybe apart from Les, because as Les has said, he's been out and done his own thing for the past 10 years or whatever, so he's more accustomed to it. I think with Alan and Woody, I don't think Woody had really done very much, you know, apart from playing as a musician. He's a fantastic musician. I think Alan as well had done a little bit, so he was doing in other bands and stuff. But I think to go out there in front of those fans and you couldn't squeeze a tic-tac into the Barrowlands, you know, I think there was a nervous energy in the band, a massive nervous energy in the crowd. It was Christmas time. It was just, everything just done that and clicked in. It was one of the proudest moments in anything I've ever done for me.
I'm so happy to be with you, saying that you're real to me. I just want you to know.
Well, I don't really talk about those days so much as I talk about what I'm doing now and all the opportunities that are open to me now. I've worked very hard over these years to keep the Basic Roar name going. I've increased the gigs that I do from like 500 to now like 7,000, 10,000 people might come to our gigs. I've got a new album out called The Lost Songs, produced by Glasgow's very own John McLaughlin. We're looking to another album this next year coming. So yeah, I'm feeling good about what I'm doing now and the kind of gigs that I'm doing now and the fun that I'm having with the fans now. It's well documented in the past what's happened, so you can pick up a lot of books and find out what happened back then. So I'm filling myself up with new memories, really.
At my age, I mean, I just go with the flow. I mean, Woody's got his own stuff, Leslie's got his stuff, I've doing my own stuff from a different venue, but I mean, we just have to see what happens, what brings it through after this tour, you know, and see what happens next year.
I don't know what it is, the Rose, I think because we weren't put together, we were a band that was a band, it wasn't a boy band, it wasn't anything other than guys in the street. Alan and Derek started the band, they tried different people out throughout the years, we ended up the five of us, very normal, natural, normal backgrounds. You know, we had fights, we were that age, we fell out, we fell back in, we fell out again. I think, you know, this time we'd sort of be fall out after tea in the park, and then we fell back in again. And now we're kind of, well, we've done this, you know, it's been fun doing this year, but I think we're going to knock it on the head.
Who knows? We might just leave it alone for a year and get back together next December, I don't know. You
know, we'll see what happens. We might do something again, but we might not. But I don't think the three of us are going to do anything more from kind of this point. You know, you never say never. We'll see, it could be interesting next year. Just have to wait and see.
say